Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing, continuing with cloudy conditions around the area this morning. We do have those temperatures just above 70 degrees at this time, and continuing to see a light onshore breeze as we move through the day today. Expecting fairly quiet weather. We do have some elevated precip around the area, so can't rule out a light sprinkle or brief light rain. Otherwise, just going to see some cloudy conditions with a slight onshore breeze. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we have a stall boundary along the southeastern coast. Further south of that, we have Tropical Storm Imelda. We're going to see that tracking northward, mainly just bringing in a lot of that cloud cover, and we'll see some moisture overrunning the stall boundary over the southeast, but mainly not going to see much in the way of impacts from that or Hurricane Umberto further off the coast. Outside of some breezy conditions as we move through the middle of the week and some elevated surf as we move through the middle of the week as well, so escaping any significant impacts from that as we move through our extended forecast here. Upper level winds this morning, seeing that onshore flow near the surface, somewhat light and variable as we move through the mid-levels, so the southerly component and becoming more south-southwesterly as we get up to the 20 to 25,000 foot range, and our peak wind is 22 knots at that 25,000 foot level. Freezing level is just below 14,000 feet. We'll take a look at the local radar here. As mentioned, did have some elevated precip moving through the area. We can see that on the light reflectivity values moving over the area. Not seeing much of that making it to the surface, but if we do, it would just be a light sprinkle or brief light rain shower, but not expecting anything too impactful as that reflectivity moves through the area. Looking at the visible satellite here, we can see those clouds, mainly upper level clouds, streaming in from that system to the south, and we'll see that continue with some lower clouds or mid-level clouds moving into the area as we move through the next 24 hours as well. If we look at the the high resolution model for what we can expect for the next 24 hours, again, kind of picking up on some light radar returns around the region, but again, not expecting anything too impactful, just a light rain or light sprinkle, and it would be brief and light. We'll see that chance diminish as we get into the later afternoon and overnight time frame, but we'll continue to see some cloudy conditions through that time frame, maybe even some patchy mist or fog as we move through the early morning hours of Tuesday before we get into the start of Tuesday. Other than that, we'll see dry weather prevail as we move through the extended forecast here. As we zoom out looking at the European model at 8 a.m. Tuesday morning, we do see Tropical Storm Imelda, and off to the east, Hurricane Umberto. We're going to see that storm start to make its northeastward turn around Bermuda as Imelda also makes an eastward turn after tracking north. And that's going to keep, as mentioned, any real significant hurricane or tropical storm impacts away from the Wallops area. But we will see as those systems pass off to our southeast and high pressure builds in from the north, it's going to tighten that pressure gradient over the local region here. So we'll see some slightly breezy conditions developing on Tuesday, and then our breeziest day will be as we move through the day on Wednesday with those tightest pressure gradients over the region. Eventually, we'll see those storms pulling out of the area. We're going to see that taking with it the elevated surf along the coastal areas as well. And we'll start to see that pressure gradient relaxing a bit as that high pressure continues to build in from the north. So still slightly breezy through the day on Wednesday, but still looking at dry conditions, and we'll see clouds clearing out as we move through the end of the week as well. And really just some really nice fall lake conditions as we move towards the end of the week and into the weekend with high pressure built in over the area. Things looking mainly dry and quiet through the extended forecast here after those tropical systems move well away from the region. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we do have yellow risk for that slight chance of a brief light rain or sprinkle as we move through our working hours today. Again, not expecting anything too significant or very impactful. It would be brief nonetheless, and we'll see our high temperature capping around 75 degrees this afternoon, and we'll see those winds pick up slightly out of the northeast, peaking around 8 to 13 knots for the afternoon. Generally seeing those ceilings starting to lower as we get into the afternoon or late morning and afternoon, where we expect those ceilings around 12,000 feet. Could see those as low as 1,000 or 6,000 feet if we do see any kind of precip moving through the area. Otherwise, as we go into the evening time frame, we will see those ceilings dropping to around 8,000 feet with the chance for some low clouds, maybe some patchy fog with a ceiling around 800 feet. That's when we introduce that yellow risk for some reduced ceilings and visibilities through that early Tuesday morning time frame with those chances there. Otherwise, we'll see temperatures bottoming out around 66 degrees, and we'll see those winds staying onshore but weakening a bit down to around 5 to 10 knots. Tides running slightly above normal, and we'll continue to see slightly above normal tides as we continue this few days of onshore winds as we move through much of the week. As we look at our extended forecast here, again, cloudy, slightly breezy for our Tuesday. Highs continue similar to what we'll see today, and then we'll see cooler temperatures as we move into the middle and end of the week, and a bit more in the way of sun, mostly cloudy, breezy on Wednesday. Good chance of seeing a wind advisory for our Wednesday with those breezy conditions. Temperature peaking around 70 degrees, and then we're seeing our highs into the upper 60s as we move through Thursday and Friday, and a bit more in the way of sun, mostly to partly cloudy on Thursday, still slightly breezy. Less breezy on Friday with partly cloudy conditions, and we'll see mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions through the weekend, and we'll start to see a return of some more weak but southerly winds, and that allows temperatures back into the 70s for our highs through the weekend. But as we move through the end of the week and into the weekend, we'll see those low temperatures in the mid-50s. So cooler, more seasonably fall-like temperatures as we move through the extended forecast here. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.